What's going on, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, donations. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this monthly spread is going to be self-growth and all the ways that you can embody the best version of yourself, Gemini. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling, gems are all over the place. That is fine. We will deal with that in a second, Gemini. I'm going to be pulling 10 cards. I was like, what are we doing? I'm going to be pulling 10 cards, and I'll be doing clarification as need be. Yikes. And good old surprise card at the end, because who doesn't love surprises, apparently, Gemini? And in case you all were curious, I'm using the Astro Matrix Tarot deck, and I've included a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to represent the past. So, Higher Self, where has Gemini been on this journey so far? Let's see. Hopefully it's been more graceful than mine has been, Gemini. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. You got the Page of Cups in reverse here. And I feel like with this, maybe for some, maybe we've been feeling, I feel like maybe we've been feeling a little, I don't want to say a little lost, but maybe like, I feel like maybe we've been kind of like missing messages or missing signs from the universe here, because the Page of Cups is about kind of like opening yourself up to those energies there. And it also could be of, a card of like inspiration and a card of like creativity. So maybe for some of us, we're in this place of, we're kind of like, almost like a sense of like writer's block, where you're just maybe not feeling like kind of like motivated. We're trying to figure out where we're trying to channel our energy for the new year here. But we're just having this place of just like, we're just stuck. We're just upside down in this ocean, and we're not sure what the heck's going on. But Gemini, it's going to be one of those things. It's like if you're feeling that way, then let's see, have we been taking actions to kind of like foster this stuff here? Maybe we need to let's say, for example, in order to tap into this creative energy, or, if we haven't been feeling inspired, go do some things that I'm throwing word salad at you. Let's say, for example, if you like to play an instrument, maybe you haven't played in a while, maybe find a way, let's maybe dust off the keys, maybe crank out some notes, maybe you're an artist, maybe paint something, draw something, maybe you're a singer, dancer, writer, poet, however that's looking, Gemini. What better way to get those kind of creative juices flowing than to do some creative stuff, it could start off as just like a hobby, find ways to just kind of like sprinkle that in your world there, and then watch, because that little stuff there, those are like little beacons that are being put out there. If that's what you're trying to, if you're attracting, or if you're putting out creativity, creating stuff in your world, then that's what's going to keep coming back, that creative energy there. So, but that's how we were thinking in the past. Let's see where that's gotten into the present here, Gemini. So, Higher Self, that's what the second card is going to be, Gemini. Higher Self, where's Gemini at currently on their journey here? Let's see, we've been feeling a little uninspired there, but let's see how that's changed. Nice. Because now we're feeling inspired. Look at you. You got the Knight of Wands here. And I feel like that's perfect, Gemini. Because what better way to take this energy? And I really do hope that that's the case, that we found this thing. We've been doing that soul searching, and now we got that thing. And you know what, too, Gemini? It's about, once you found that thing, keep that momentum going. It's one thing to, when you feel inspired, it's just like, yes, I think I found my thing, but I think I'll wait until, if we push it off for a little bit, we may lose that momentum here. I'm not saying that, you need to like tackle this thing like right now, but you want to strike while the iron's hot, you know, like, and I mean just like even just do like a little bit, you know, even if it's like, for example, like again, if you're like let's say a writer, you know, maybe write like a few sentences per day, you know, just something so that you can keep that fire going, so that when you can really sit down and really channel into this thing, you can just go crazy, you know. So that's where I'll say, just kind of leave with that energy, you know. I feel like that's a solid place to be. And again, Gemini, you know, if we haven't been feeling this thing, you know, if there hasn't been that connection yet, keep in mind, you know, the fire never dies. You know, it may go down to like maybe like a little tea light there, but once you find that thing, you know, that discover that thing that just will fill up all your cups there, your wand will be burning just as bright as this Knight of Wands here. So just don't even doubt that for a second, Gemini. Now let's get to your third card here, which is going to be kind of represent your higher self and how to get there. So higher self, how can Gemini get to their higher self at this time? Let's see what are some things that might want to consider when getting on that journey there. Nice. You got the Three of Wands here. And that's pretty much what I was talking about. Keeping that momentum there, you know. There are opportunities just aplenty for you here. Because, like, check out this guy. You know, you got planes flying overhead. You know, got a couple boats in the ocean here. And I feel like those are just, like, kind of like reminders of just, like, not only are there opportunities out there for you, the different ways that you can go about getting to that opportunity as well. You know, it's just however you want to channel this energy here. And you got plenty of it here, Gemini. So I feel like it is, again, you know, it's about finding that thing, you know, open yourself up to this Page of Cups energy here, and really channel into that, you know, finding some ways to fuel this thing, because obviously, or no, I shouldn't say obviously, but I feel like, you know, this might be something that can because I feel like when you're able to like express yourself creatively and really kind of just put some stuff out there and, you know, have something to be proud of, you know, that's a great way to self-growth too, you know, really kind of what a good way to not even just like boost up your ego there, and not even since boost your ego, boost up your self-esteem, but then you're also giving back as well, you know. There's this reciprocity that's kind of happened with like kind of you and like the universe here, you know, like you're getting that inspiration, we're putting back out there, you know, we're just keeping doing that thing. So yeah, I like that. Let's get to, you're painting a lovely story for me, Gemini. Let's get to your fourth card here, which is going to represent some challenges that might kind of throw off our flow here. So, higher self, what are some things that could be preventing this growth for Gemini here? Let's see, let's see where some resistance may be along the way here. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. You got the Nine of Cups here, Gemini. And I feel like the challenge is that we're not doing what makes us happy. You know, I feel like, you know, maybe and I know that sounds very simple, but I mean, kind of check out where your life's at right now. You know, I remember reading this quote, and it was like, I forgot who said it. It was, but it was something along the lines of like, when you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself like, am I satisfied with what I'm getting ready to do today? And if the answer is no, then maybe it's time to find some ways to tweak that, you know, find a ways to get to this Nine of Cups energy here. And I'm not saying like, you know, for example, I'm not telling you to quit your job, Gemini, you know, let's be reasonable here. But if we're not feeling happy, if we're not feeling fulfilled, if we're not if something is like, you know, kind of stunting our growth here, then Gemini, what are we doing here? You know, like, this can be yours, you know. That's the whole thing, you know. She's sitting on this, how this chick's sitting here, and keep in mind too, I don't know if I mentioned this isn't a gender specific reading, but you see how she's sitting here comfortably. She's proud of what she's done here, and that's where we want to get you here, proud of what you've accomplished here, and to put your happiness on display, you know. Remind yourself, you know, that that you can accomplish these things. Let's get a little bit more on that Nine of Cups here, because I know that can be kind of like a, well, duh, Justin. Of course, like, happiness is the challenge here. Well, you know, that's why I say, Gemini, if you know that, then duh, right back at you. But I'll get a clarifier on it just because you asked so nicely. Higher self. Let's clarify can we clarify the Nine of Cups, please? Yeah, let's get just a little bit more on that, Gemini. Let's see if there's a little nugget in there. Okay. Ooh, bunch of people. You got the Page of Swords in reverse here. And so I feel like it's going to be one of those things, if we're not doing what we love, Gemini, the inspiration's not going to come in. You know, you got another page upside down here. So here's your answer. Higher self has spoken. So and what a great task for you, Gemini. Go finding what makes you happy. You know what? And I've been telling some other signs here. If we need a reminder, take a picture of this thing, post this up on your wall, and let that be your mantra. Nine of Cups. What makes me happy? And then watch. As you're going about this thing, watch how your world kind of opens up. I feel like there's some goodness that can happen here. So just keep that in mind, Gemini. Let's get to your fifth card here, which is going to be some environmental influences. So, higher self, what are some environmental influences that Gemini might be working with at this time? Let's see, what are some things that are going on in your realm there? Okay. You got the Seven of Swords in reverse here. And so I feel like with this, this is good, because I feel like part way, because the Seven of Swords can deal with, it could be a card of deception, a card of trickery, cunning, the energies in that realm. And I feel like, definitely we want to make sure that because you do have a good number of court cards here, got a couple pages and a knight here, so let's make sure that we're first, make sure that the people in our realm are not trying to that they don't have ulterior motives, that we're all trying to grow in this thing, no one's trying to pull a fast one or anything like that, Gemini. It's and I don't even feel like it could even be just making sure that we have good boundaries established in our relationships as well. Just even just something as simple as that. I don't even feel like it has to be someone who's trying to take advantage of your energy, but you just want to be mindful with this thing here. And I feel like also with this thing, when we're trying to figure out, really what inspires us here, where we want to channel this energy here. The Seven of Swords for me can also be a card of like, getting those skills, acquiring different, different skills, because I feel like in order to be like cunning, skillful, trickery, all that stuff there, you have to have some kind of skills. Not your average Joe Schmo can just kind of pull a fast one there. You got to come in with a little bit of sense here. But I feel like it's about Gemini, maybe if we, again, kind of opening ourselves up to maybe some different, different modes of operating, if that makes sense. I just feel like we want to get the most out of this situation here. Maybe if we've been feeling kind of limited on our happiness, it may be in a place where we haven't explored yet, if that makes sense. So just kind of keep an open, keep eyes out. I feel like there's going to be like a sign. It'll come out of left field. But hopefully that makes sense. Let's get a little bit more on that, Gemini. Higher self, can we clarify the Seven of Swords, please? I'll give you that one. That felt a little vague. Higher self, can we clarify that? Let's get a little bit more on that Seven of Swords there. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, higher self. You got the Ace of Swords here, and yes, just get that. I feel like the more tools that we have in our tool belt, Gemini, the more enlightened that you're going to be, or the more, I feel like the more we'll be perceptive to the opportunities that are coming our way. I hope that makes sense. We're going to keep it moving, but clarity is coming. Let's get to your sixth card here, which is going to be some personal issues. So, higher self, what are some personal issues that Gemini may be dealing with? Let's see, maybe what are some fears, insecurities, maybe some anxieties we might be dealing with. Oh, interesting. You got the Justice card in reverse here. And I feel like with this, That's interesting, Gemini. I will say, starting off with this before we really kind of jump into this thing, because the Justice card is a card of it can be a card of karma. So I will not, and you know you're in a safe space here. I would never accuse you of anything. But if we've been in a place where we haven't been, we haven't been doing the most trustworthy of actions, or maybe we've been take it as it resonates. I'm not coming at you, but that's interesting that we got this here. Just with this combination, felt like I had to talk about it. But and you know what too, if someone pulled a fast one on you, because you're right. You know what? Look at me jumping to conclusions. It might be someone in your environment here. If someone has pulled a fast one on you, don't dwell on that, Gemini, because trust that justice is coming. With that Ace of Swords there, she's going Libra energy will come through and correct that. So don't you worry. Don't go out and seek your own type of revenge or anything like that. Especially Mars being retrograde in Gemini right now. Mercury's in retrograde. That's your ruler. This is just not the time, Gemini. My moon's in Gemini, and I don't know how you're feeling, Gemini, but it's been nothing but word salad, clumsiness. I mean, literally, I got a whole thing of just gems. I say this all the time, all over the place, and that really applies. Back to you, Gemini. Secondly, with this personal issues here, I feel like, there's something's got you out of whack here. Something's got you out of balance, and, it's going to be one of those things, Gemini. You know what this thing is. I feel like when justice comes out, it's time to be honest with yourself. Whatever this is that's kind of got you out of whack, that maybe whatever's got you feeling some kind of way, that's address that thing, be compassionate, but be honest with yourself, and then figure out a ways that we can get this thing back in alignment here. Whatever this insecurity is, because that's justice in reverse there. That's a pretty heavy one. So just I'll leave that one there. Yeah, let's get on to your 7th card here, which is what you feel like you should do at this time. So, higher self, what is it that Gemini feels like they should do with this energy at this time? We've been kind of going through this thing here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. You got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse here, Gemini, and that's interesting there. I feel like with this popping up, I'm wondering if I feel like maybe because with the 9 of Pentacles, this is like a card of success, a card of getting your wealth, a card of really just kind of like getting all your ducks in a row, and just getting everything, just getting it established here, establishing that wealth and whatnot. But I feel like with this popping up in reverse, I'm wondering if this has to deal with because I'm wondering, Gemini, and take this as it resonates, because with the Justice card too, I feel like it can be justice can have to deal with like law and order, as well. Maybe kind of there may be dealing with like that court realm or something along those lines. So I'm wondering if this has to do with if maybe we've been feeling kind of blocked, or maybe we haven't just our energy's just kind of been thrown off, maybe because we're dealing with some kind of legal thing, maybe there's some kind of money involved here. We're trying to decide whether maybe there's this decision here for this, maybe this anxiety here is going to be about whether you're going to get some money, maybe we're kind of banking on some kind of thing, but let's get a little bit more on that, Gemini. Higher self, can we clarify the 9 of Pentacles, please? Let's see, yeah, let's get a little bit more on that, Gemini. Okay. You got the Emperor here. And so I feel like with this, maybe we're at this, This is interesting, Gemini. I feel like we're maybe, and I guess I shouldn't expect anything less from a dual sign, but I feel like we're at this place of maybe where we're trying to we need to assert ourselves you know, and however that looks like for you, Gemini. I feel like we need to rise up here, but maybe we're feeling self-conscious. Maybe we have to, maybe there's some kind of weird, I don't want to say like weird money thing, but maybe you need some assistance with something. Maybe someone else needs some kind of assistance, you know. And that's really, again, just because the Pentacles, especially the Nine of Pentacles, you know, really has to kind of deal with like your abundance in the sense of like your finances, your resources, anything like that. So Gemini, if we're in a place of where something is, where you're not feeling stable, you know, I feel like this Emperor is kind of like asking you to just like, you know, we got to rise up. You know, we got to, you don't want to keep yourself in, you don't want to put yourself in a weird situation. You know what that means? You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. And I feel like there's no need, because you know what, that kind of changes this whole thing a little bit. Hold on, Gemini. We are going to move on to in a second. Because I feel like maybe with this environmental stuff here, you know, maybe we're trying to figure out a way to get our resources in check here. But there's something that's going on with this Justice card. There's something going on here, Gemini. You know what this thing is. Definitely take this as it resonates. I'm going to let's get to your 8th card here to see what you want to do. Let's see if we can get a little more sense in that thing, because I feel like it's one of those things you're being asked to rise up for a situation here, but yeah, let's get to your 8th card here. So higher self, your 8th card is going to represent what you want to do, Gemini, with all this energy here. Let's see where you're at with this thing. So higher self, what is it that Gemini wants to do with this energy at this time? You know, because despite what's going on, Gemini, no one can tell you what to do at the end of the day here. Okay. I like that. You got the 9 of Swords in reverse here. And I feel like with whatever this thing that's going on, because now the story's kind of taking we've taken a sharp left here, Gemini. And I feel like, you know, maybe we're at this place of where we just want to, because the 9 of Swords is like, you know, when you're sleeping, you're in a nightmare. When you're brushing your teeth, in your nightmare. When you're at work, you open the cabinets, nightmares. And I feel like with this, you know, you're ready to get over this thing. You want to be, whatever's going on here, you want this to be done. You know, whatever's got you thrown off of balance, you know, whatever this Emperor 9 of Pentacles shenanigans going on here, you know, I feel like we want the shenanigans to be done here, Gemini. But in order for that to happen, you're going to have to tap into that Emperor energy here. You're going to have, like, we got to find a way to embody this thing. And keep in mind too, you know, it's just, the Emperor energy is just like kind of temporary energy. You know, this is, someone had brought this point of view to my perspective like a few weeks ago, and I really like that. Because sometimes I feel like, you know, when we think about Emperor energy, we have to embody this thing all the time, you know, and that's not sustainable. That does get exhausting over time. Because the Emperor energy is for when you're in stuff like this. When you got some weird Justice, Ace of Swords, 7 of Swords, swords and Pentacles, you know, that's when the Emperor's kind of coming in and just like, yo, what do I need to do? Let's get this, let's clean up this stuff here. So all that to say, Gemini, you know, I feel like if we're ready for this thing to end, you know, you just need to tap into this thing enough here to get this situated. You know, you gotta, and you don't have to. You know, I can't tell you what to do, but I feel like it would benefit you to just get out of your own way, Gemini. You know, it's got to be something. If something is getting out of hand here, we got to deal with it, because the Emperor doesn't ignore stuff. The Emperor handles his situations here. So I'll leave that there. Let's get to your dropping stuff. All just dropping it. Let's get to your 9 card here, which is going to be some lessons. So higher self. Wait. What are some lessons for Gemini at this time? Yeah, because this interesting journey, Gemini, but a good one. I appreciate the energy here. Ooh, look at that. The lesson here is that you can have your world, Gemini. You know, whatever's going on here, we can get to this point. We can get to the finish line, you know, because that's what the world is. This is the last stop on the major arcana train here. You know, this, whatever this chapter is, we can bring it to, you can bring this thing to a close here, but it's, again, it's tap into that Emperor energy. When do you want to bring it to a close? When do you want this nightmare to be done? Because this is your card here too. This is, we were talking about Mars and Gemini. This is Mars and Gemini here. And this is about, you know, when you think about that energy, you know, it's about Gemini, you're the sign of like communication. And then you think about Mars energy, and that is about having that, you know, communication is, the energies can be more assertive at this point. You know, this is all the tools are here for you, Gemini. We just have to choose when we want to use them. You know, you can get to this finish line, but again, you know, it's just whenever you're ready. And no, you're not alone in this thing. I'm gonna be with you along this journey, all along the way. So you're, let's get some last thoughts on this thing here. So the last card is going to represent some advice. So higher self, what advice do we have for Gemini at this time? Let's see what is some advice for Gemini. You got the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. And I feel like with this, you know, another Mars card here. I feel like with this energy popping up, you know, it's, if you don't want to collaborate with people, you know, or if you're not trying to collaborate, or trying to work with people, that's I get that, you know, but it's going to be one of those things. I feel like it's you. Let's switch back over. Hold on. There's a better way to say that. I feel like with this, you know, it's going to be one of those things that you can tackle this stuff by yourself. I don't doubt that you can't get this thing figured out here, Gemini, but if you have people who you can ask for help, and however that looks like for you, if you have the people who are able to assist you, I say, you know, either you're gonna have to handle it. You know, it's a weird place to be right now. You know, I hope that makes sense. You know, it's gonna be one of those things like you can tackle. Action is going to need to be taken regardless, you know, but it's whether you want to shoulder this thing by yourself, or if you have the people around you, you know, who are able to help you in this thing, you know, maybe calling on those people to help lift you up, because no one wants to see you in whatever this potential trickiness is, Gemini. So I'll leave that there, because I'm gonna end up trying to force this thing to try to figure out what's going on here. You know, you'll take it as it resonates. So yeah, I'll leave that there. So hopefully you like that thing. If so, give that a thumbs up. Share this if you know someone who might be going through something like this. You know, let's share this. You know, let's try to help. Hopefully they'll find the nuggets of wisdom in there. But let's help share that, raise that vibration. Hit subscribe, hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I upload videos each week. I'm all up on Facebook. And then if you have any Cancer in your placements, or maybe dealing with someone, maybe a relationship with one, you just want to know how we tick, check out the Chariot and Friends. I post videos there Monday through Friday to cover lunar shenanigans, and all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card so I can get you out of here. Okay. You got the Ten of Wands here. And I feel like with the Ten of Wands popping up, whatever this is, again, you know, you can shoulder this thing by yourself if you want to. You know, no one can tell you what to do at the end of the day. But at some point, you know, I feel like if this burden gets too much to bear, and you have people who are willing to help you along with this thing, you know, spread. Don't feel afraid to pass off some of the wands. You know, it doesn't make you any less than to ask for help. You know, if that's the case, you know, if that's what's resonating with you, you know. But just know that this you're not in this alone, Gemini. You don't have to be, you know. So, because I think that's basically what I was trying to get out of this Three of Pentacles here. But I'm gonna leave that there. You know, you kind of, you know, ruminate on that. We'll see where we get out on the next one here. So stay safe out there, Gemini. You keep raising that vibration, and I will catch you on the next one later.